There's Demon Frog, Tyrannex, Sony Wrath, and Brot.
And we got Black Belt, Black Mage.
Yep, it's the Painted Black Party.
It's going to be interesting this time to see how Brot's strategy is going to change up after that last siege.
We got some expensive houses. And a canoe from the king.
Looks like we got feedback from Brot. We weren't seeing anything from there for a while.
Yeah, Falconic pointing out that that was an excellent armor shot. Black shirt, pro cape, and ribbons all for super cheap. And katanas are buyable, though we don't have thieves this time, so those aren't going to see any use. Speaking of not seeing any use, that tail is not going to see any use more than the 20% XP and gold, because this is a party that does not need to...
And we got Bane at level 2. Light axes. White shirts for sale. That's nice.
Yeah, white shirts are definitely an option, but we'll see if they get any use with 2 level 32 black belts. We're going to be putting out a lot of damage. Nuke at level 6, unfortunately, so I think that spot is locked until class change.
Yeah, that tail may get used just to make that Black Mage Black Wizard just for that nuke, potentially.
Well, Algebrat pointing out that slot is not blocked to class change, so even without promotion, we will have access to nuke, but not until...
Yeah, with it not being locked, they're going to need some gold behind them. That was what, a little over 10k for that nuke?
Alright, so Sony Wrath checking out the chests in Crescent, or Cardia Isles. I have to assume that he's looking for money mainly.
Yeah, he's got to be. He found a pro ring down there. That might come in handy later. TNT there as well, so...
Always nice to get another 20%. Fire 3 and Ice 3 at level 3. And Quad X, just for good measure.
Alright, so we're taking down some pirates.
We got Bratster killing Garland, trying to get his Mazmoon.
Sonny picking up a defense sword in Cardia Isles.
That's interesting. So a defense sword, and we've got white shirts viable. So if we run into some nasty melees at the end, like another Fun Dead Pack or Warmech and Friends, definitely could stack some evade.
Ooh, fast and temper at level 4.
Yeah, fast is going to go a really long way for those black belts, so that's something you definitely want to see.
And the slab is for sale. That's another 20%. Only going to cost you $3,000. With a low, low price.
I'll take 2.
Yeah. I don't think that's how that works.
If only the EXP and gold stacked like that.
I've been tempted to buy 10 slabs before, but I just don't think it works. I think Bratster just found Grimps up in the Mirage Desert. Just hanging out. I don't know what they're doing up there. I don't think they know what they're doing up there.
Looks like Brat's gonna turn in that slab to get the chime for an extra 20% EXP and gold.
I think he's just checking overworld encounters for a grind, because he's found that there's a really quick encounter on the encounter table. First step after a hard reset.
That's a very interesting strategy. We'll see if this pays off for him.
Opal bracelets for sale for really cheap, 8K in Elfland.
That's something you really want to see. Cheap opal bracelets are going to go a really long way to making your grind very simple.
Maybe it's third step, but it's not many steps, as he finds a Rydra right outside Volcano.
Sonny picking up his nuke. He may be starting his grind pretty soon.
Yeah, Frost Wolves and Frost Giants, which is decent experience if you can kill it. At least get you those initial levels, which are sometimes so hard to get without nuke.
Demon Frog finds some Gersharks and Sharks inside Earth Cave. Didn't see if this was a trap tile or if it was a wild encounter. If that's a trap tile, that could be really, really nice for grinding.
Yeah, that's killing off somebody once they hit level 20 and really just going to town on it. We got triple airs down on Tyrannix's screen. It was, in fact, the first tile in the Hollow Giant. But he resets out after seeing Cobras. Which, yeah, I don't want the Cobra fight either.
Interesting. We'll have to see if Demon Frog finds a better option, or if, ooh, those are some wild worms. That's some really good experience points if you can take it down.
Was that off of a reset?
I don't think that was right off of a reset. I think this might be fight 2.
Bratster doing a 2-man, finding the Gershark. Probably gonna like that. Just over 300 health, though.
Looks like Bratster's going with a solo black belt as opposed to 2 black belts for this time around.
Looks like the Gersharks are just a little too hard to fight 2 in a row right now.
Oh, Tyrannix finding Naga water tiles. These don't have many HP. That's a really good fight.
And he actually got the maximum number, and you have black shirts. Yeah, if they have low health. Although, right now they're looking a little too hard.
Yeah, those waters are hitting pretty hard, so not something you can grind right away.
They're secret phantoms hiding in the water.
Sarnirath finds Gershark's Wizzahags, though, and I am pretty sure our runners have lit 3, so that is a very viable option. Uh, did see fire 3 on the enemy side, so if you can pick up a couple of ribbons first, that's doable.
We have secretly replaced the Earth dungeon with the Water Shrine. We'll see if our runners notice.
Yes.
Sani Wrath is, well, he took down one of the waters. It's going to be close. If he can get some good turn order, he might get just the levels. No. Spoke too soon.
Demon Frog going farther down in the volcano. He may be going to the bottom to see what's near that incentive chest. No, he backed out. Never mind.
Asher bringing up a good point. Our runners could go check the Marsh tile and the Marsh incentive and see what lies in store there. That's something that we haven't seen a lot in this format, but from time to time, a runner will do it. Sometimes there's good stuff down there.
I think I saw you do it the other day.
I
I'm not
definitely
mistaken.
did.
I know I did it in a race or two in the qualifiers. This
Cheese
water
Nader
knife,
pointing out that loose TNT is dangerous. Yes, keep your TNT in a safe space.
at least they didn't find it in the volcano. I'm still baffled at every time when I do that. Pretty sure loose TNT should not be in a place with lava. I'm not sure how it maintains its integrity in there.
Yeah, that or Sea Shrine. I don't know how you're actually going to use TNT that's gotten all wet.
That's another good point. Air and Earth, though. Either of those are fine.
Demon Frog going to check out Titan's Trove. And finding nothing good there.
Yeah, all he got was these crappy bracelets, or gauntlets. I was gonna say a crappy t-shirt, but he didn't get any shirts, so...
And Sarnarath is going to go after Marsh. He's going to take a peek and see what we find down there.
I like it.
First, some unrunnable bowls.
If you, with a good encounter table in this flag set, you can make your way all the way to the bottom in about 40 seconds. So you're not really losing a whole lot of time. And if you've checked everywhere else, and you just can't get those first levels, really not a bad option.
Yeah, especially if it turns out to be something good like Power Bonk or Crown. That really can make a big difference.
Bratster's still checking overworld encounters. Not finding any he likes, but...
We're about 13 minutes and 30 seconds into this seed. Definitely a slower start, despite the fact that we have a, on paper, better party than the last.
Mana cores at the crown chest in the marsh. Let's see how much XP those give.
They don't have many HP either. 178 damage is enough to take it down.
It should be enough to get our runners enough levels to actually go fight those water Nagas.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Take a couple levels off these mana cores, get to level, say, 20 or something, and at that point, you're looking pretty good to fight the water Nagas.
And Sani at least agrees with taking a couple of them.
Ternex trying to work on these Gur Sharks with Lit 3 and Zap. Getting the job done eventually.
Got some sea trolls and sea snakes down on Brat's screen. Looks like an overworld encounter. Just decent experience.
Sonic.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Sonic going all the way to 19 on the Manticores, backing out. Maybe trying to go back to Earthshrine and take on the Naga and Waters again.
Yeah, definitely with the extra levels, either the Water Nagas or the Gur Sharks will be much safer.
Oh, and it looks like, what was that the crawl that hit him with instant death, or was that the bone that had instant death on the hit?
I missed that.
Tyrannex is in mid-20s now doing this Urshark grind. It's really kind of taken off now. I mean, you've got a massive-wielding black mage who can finish anything off, and a black belt that's doing black belt things. And he lets us know that there is nothing, in fact, in that hallway, because he's killed them all.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the idea of once you're 20 or so, once you're getting that extra 6th hit on the black belt, switching that Mazmune over to the black mage, you'll do more damage overall, and he's able to one-round these Gur Sharks.
So Bratster finds 4 Chimeras. Unfortunately, they have Stone Touch, so that's a no good. And a solo Whizvamp.
This is an interesting option. I think this is actually, like, what, 1 to 3 Whizvamps? I think. It could be worth.
Looks like he agrees. And Sonny's gonna go try out those waters now that he's got some HP.
Yeah, he's got some HP, he's got some nuke charges. This looks much safer taking on the water.
Demon also going to take on the waters.
So it looks like the water says somewhere around 350 to 380 hit points.
And the Whizvamp
so definitely beefy.
Has Ruse. As Asher points out, Ruse Whizvamps are more like rude Whizvamps. I agree, man. Oh, Demon, only the Black Mage survived. Probably not who he wanted. But he'll take the levels. As it takes his Black Mage all the way from level 8 to level 25. Wow.
Fortunately, he has a good run to be able to get out of there. Definitely want to save that experience points now that he's got.
Sonny's moved over to the Gur Sharks. It seems like the Gur Sharks are the place to be. As dangerous as those waters are.
Not just dangerous, also beefy. 400 HP waters take a long time to kill, especially when there's up to 6 of them in a single fight. You're talking about 2 nuke charges or several black shirt casts and a nuke. That's just too much time in a format like this.
But it's a lot of XP.
It is, but you have to also consider EXP per second, right? Because if you can take down 2 Gur Shark fights in the time that it takes you to do one of those fights, I think the Gur Sharks pay off at that point.
Demon Frog taking care of this group, at least with a good roll. Looks like he's going to do it in 2 turns.
Yeah, 11,000 experience points for those black belts is going to go a really long way. They're looking much better on levels now.
find it amusing that they just showed their shirts to them, and now their arms are way bigger and can swing way faster. It's like some real Master Roshi training. Go paint the house or whatever. Go race in the garden. Go fight this water out in the garden.
Yeah, so Brada's pretty committed at this point. He's doing a solo black belt grind on these whiz vamps, so pretty committed to this. We'll see if the time that it took him to explore and find the whiz vamps ends up paying off versus the runners taking some of the easier to find trap tiles here.
Yeah, he may be doing pretty well. Solo grinding, he's getting about 5k per single whiz vamp, and he's one-shotting them, so he may be doing pretty good on XP now.
We've got a promotion over on Tyrannex's screen, and he's already level 32. Looks like he's gearing up to make a Topher dive.
Not entirely sure why Tyrannex promoted here. Maybe he wants the resistant armor for equipping a black shirt, but I don't see much benefit outside of that. And if he ever has to go back and get more levels on the black belts, that's not going to bode well for their magic defense.
The only thing
ribbons were viable, though.
The only thing I can think of is he hadn't actually tried to buy Nuke, and thinks that it's promotion locked.
Maybe.
Yeah, I agree with One Fine Day. It looks like he may be gearing up to make a Topher dive here now.
Yeah, I have to assume now that he's promoted, that's what he's after. I would think that if he was going to continue to grind, he would have grinded without promotion. So doing some quick shopping, and then we'll be taking our first look at Topher.
Brat's hitting level 36 on his solo black belt, so he's starting to see the end of this grind. Sawney Wrath just hit 32. Let's see if he keeps going or not. Looks like that's enough for him. He's going to go gear up for Topher as well.
Alright, and at 23:30, Tyrannex is going to give us our first look at Topher. And it's Kraken 2 on the right side. And it looks like Kraken has some fairly high absorb. But Nuke does the job and Kraken goes down.
Yeah, we got Sani also fighting Kraken 2, who has Cure 4. So that's off the board. And it's first, so who cares?
Yeah, seeing Cure 4 on Kraken, especially given that you could opt to go left side instead if the second fight is bad, that's a really welcome sight.
Well, we've got Carry 2.
Behind Kraken.
Yeah, Tyrannex taking down Carry. It looks like the Kraken and Carry route was definitely the better route so far.
It was pretty quick, that's for sure.
And we're going to see who we got.
Oh, we got a
Double Dragon.
So, unless Tiamat has some really nasty skills or spells or does a lot of damage, this is probably the fight that you want to see on this party.
It's going to be a close finish here. Carry 2's already down on Sonny Wrath's screen. Looks like 232 black belts is just making really short work of this.
Tyrannix taking some time to prep the buffs, wants to get the max of aid. Meanwhile, Sonny Wrath just goes on the offensive and takes
GG.
first place. Sonny Wrath finishes with a time of 25:07.
And I think Tyrannix just did almost 2,000 damage to carry or something like that, if I read that right.
Tyrannix finishing just 14 seconds behind, 25:21. GG to both of these runs.
Looks like I think that clinches Tyrannix will be moving on.
Yep, Tyrannix
Facing
can't
5
be knocked
points.
out at this point.
Sonny Wrath's now with 3 points. Don't do math.
Yeah, 3 points for Sonny Wrath puts him up to 4. 2 points for Tyrannix puts him up to 5.
And Brat desperately needs to win this fight, and he does. Brat's gonna have 1 point.
And that means that we know Demon Frog is going to stay at 2 points going into this final race.
Yeah, Demon Frog giving us a look at Lich. Let's see what he's got at least.
Nothing. Lich has nothing. We're all surprised. This is my shocked face.
Yeah, Falconic pointing out that the class promotion cost Tyrannix the first place finish that he could have had.
Yeah, had he just skipped that promotion and came straight here, he'd have finished miles ahead of Sonic.
Demon Frog just obliterates Tiamat and is quickly going to see that there's not much blocking his path. So Demon Frog is probably going to finish this real.
Wow, Carrie having nuclear and taking out both of Demon's, getting a full wipe on Demon. Excuse me.
That is some really bad luck.
That's very unfortunate, and Demon Frog has elected to go ahead and forfeit, given that he can't improve his standing.